Hello, my friend. Welcome to this video. Before we start, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. It helps a lot. And tell us in the comments, where are you watching from? We would love to know. Today you will listen to a story. While you listen, you will learn English. You will hear simple English words and sentences. This will help you understand better and speak better. So, relax and enjoy the story. This story is about something very important. It is about how we think. It is about how we see problems and challenges. The story will help you understand the difference between two types of mindset, a fixed mindset and a growth mindset. But don't worry, these are big words, but we will explain everything through the story. Let's begin. There was a man named Marco. He was 33 years old. He lived in a small town near the mountains. Marco worked as a bus driver. Every day he drove people from one part of the town to another. He liked his job, but sometimes he felt bored. Every day was the same. Same streets, same bus stops, same problems. One day, Marco saw a sign at the community center. It said, "Free computer class for adults." Marco looked at the sign. He thought about it for a moment. He said to himself, "I don't know anything about computers. I'm too old to learn. It's not for me." And he walked away. That night, Marco sat alone in his kitchen. He ate dinner in silence. Then he thought again about the sign. He remembered how he said, "I can't learn." Then he asked himself, "Why do I think I can't learn?" He did not have a good answer. So the next day, he went back to the community center and signed up for the class. On the first day of class, Marco was nervous. There were many people in the room, young and old. Some people already knew a little about computers. Marco knew nothing. When the teacher asked people to turn on the computer, Marco just looked at the buttons. He felt embarrassed. His hands were shaking. He said to the person next to him, "I think I can't do this. I'm not smart with computers." The person smiled and said, "That's okay. We are all learning. Just try." Those words helped Marco a little. He took a deep breath and tried. He made mistakes, but he also learned. After a few weeks, he could type, send emails, and even use video calls. He was so happy. But one day, they learned something new, making a document with pictures. It was hard. Marco couldn't understand the steps. He felt angry. He said, "This is too difficult. I will never get it." He wanted to quit the class. That night, Marco went home and called his sister, Carla. She was a teacher. He told her, "I'm too old. My brain doesn't work like before. I can't learn new things." Carla listened patiently. Then she said something important. She said, "Marco, you are not too old. You just have a fixed mindset." "What is that?" Marco asked. Carla explained. "A fixed mindset means you believe that you can't change. You believe that your skills are what you are born with, and they cannot grow. But that is not true. You can learn. You can grow. You just need a growth mindset." Marco didn't understand fully. "How do I get a growth mindset?" he asked. Carla said, "You stop saying I can't and start saying not yet. When you fail, you try again. When something is hard, you see it as a challenge, not a wall. A growth mindset means you believe in change." That night, Marco thought a lot about Carla's words. The next morning, he went back to class. He still found the lesson hard. But this time he told himself, "It's okay. I don't get it yet, but I will." He asked more questions. He stayed after class. Slowly, he understood how to make the document. After a week, he finished his first one. It was simple, but he felt proud. From that day, Marco changed the way he talked to himself. When he made a mistake, he said, It's okay, I'm learning. When something was new, he said, "This is hard, but not impossible." Slowly, he became better at learning. Marco's story shows us something very powerful. Sometimes we stop ourselves before we even try. We say, "I can't," or "I'm not good enough." That is a fixed mindset. But a growth mindset says, "I can try, I can grow, I can change." Let's continue the story. A few months later, Marco finished the computer class. The teacher gave him a certificate. Marco smiled and said, "I never thought I would finish, but now I know I can learn." He put the certificate on his wall. Every time he looked at it, he remembered that he can grow. But the story doesn't end here. Marco began to think about other things. He wanted to do more. He wanted to learn English. He needed English to talk to some of the tourists on his bus. He also wanted to travel one day. But again, the same thought came to him. Maybe I'm too old. English is too hard. Then he remembered Carla's words. Not yet. So he signed up for an English class for beginners. In the first class, he understood almost nothing. The teacher spoke slowly, but Marco still found it difficult. But this time he did not quit. He said, "I don't understand yet, but I will." He practiced every day. He watched videos. He repeated new words. He spoke to tourists, even if it was only 1 or 2 words. One day, a tourist asked him, "Where is the train station?" Marco smiled and answered, "It is over there, near the supermarket." The tourist said, "Thank you. Your English is good." Marco laughed. "I am learning," he said. "I am still learning." Now, let's pause for a moment. Are you like Marco? Do you sometimes feel like giving up? Do you think something is too hard? Do you say, "I can't"? If yes, that is okay. We all feel that way sometimes. But you can change. You can build a growth mindset. How? First, be kind to yourself. Learning is not fast. It is slow. It takes time. And that is okay. Second, don't fear mistakes. Mistakes are good. They help you grow. Third, change your words. Instead of saying, "I can't," say, "I can't yet." Let's go back to Marco. A year passed. Marco was still a bus driver, but now he also helped at the community center. He taught other adults how to use a computer. He told them, "Don't worry if you don't understand. Just try. You will get better." One day, a young man named Khalid came to the center. Khalid had moved to the town from another country. He wanted to learn computers and English, but he was shy. He said to Marco, "I don't think I can do this. I was never good at school." Marco smiled. He gave Khalid a cup of tea and said, "I used to think the same, but I changed, and you can too. You just need a growth mindset." Khalid asked, "What is that?" And Marco told him the same thing Carla once told him. That day, Marco understood something. He had not only changed himself, he could now help others grow too. And now, dear friend, let me speak to you again. You are learning English. Maybe it's difficult. Maybe you feel tired. Maybe you say, "My English is bad." But I want to tell you, your English is not bad. Your English is growing. You are learning. Every time you listen to a story like this, you grow. Every word you understand is a small step, and every step takes you closer to your goal. So keep going. Don't give up. Say to yourself, "I'm not perfect, but I'm learning. I'm growing." You don't need to be fast. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to keep trying. That is a growth mindset. Just like Marco, you can grow. Just like Marco, you can change. Marco's small teaching sessions at the community center grew over time. At first, only a few people came, but as word spread, more adults signed up. Some were parents, some were retirees, some were students who wanted extra help. All of them felt nervous, just like Marco had once felt. They worried they were too old or not smart enough. Marco welcomed each of them with a warm smile. Every week, Marco planned a simple lesson. One week, he taught how to send an email. Another week, how to save and find files. He always reminded his students, it is okay to make mistakes. Each mistake is a step in learning. He used the same trick Carla taught him. When someone said, I can't do this, he replied, not yet. Let's try together. One day, he planned a special lesson. He wanted to help his students practice English at the same time as computers. He created a simple project. Each student would write a short paragraph in English about their favorite hobby, then insert a picture and send it by email. It was a challenge. It required English and computer skills and a little courage. The day of the project arrived. Marco watched his students at work. Some typed slowly, some hesitated, some smiled nervously at the pictures they chose. Marco moved around the room, offering help. When he saw someone get frustrated, he knelt beside them and spoke quietly. Remember, it's okay to feel stuck. That shows you are learning. He whispered the magic words. Not yet. By the end of the lesson, every student had sent their email. The room filled with cheers and laughter. One student, an elderly woman named Aisha, hugged her granddaughter's picture and said, I never thought I would use a computer or speak English, but I did it. Her eyes shone with pride. Marco felt proud too. He realized how far he had come, from the nervous man who could not turn on a computer to the patient teacher encouraging others. He remembered the first day of class when his hands shook. He thought, I did it. I really did it. As the months passed, Marco found even more ways to grow. He wanted to improve his own English. He asked the community center to let him attend the advanced English class, even though he was already teaching. The director agreed. Marco attended the class after his teaching session. He listened carefully and practiced with his classmates. They spoke about everyday topics, work, family, news. Each conversation was a chance to stretch his abilities. One afternoon, the teacher asked the class to prepare a short speech in English. The topic was my dream. Marco felt his heart beat fast. A speech? In English? He thought about quitting. He thought, this is too much. But then he smiled and said to himself, I can do this. Not yet, but I will. That weekend, Marco wrote his speech. He wrote about his dream to travel to England and the United States, to see famous cities, and to speak English with real people. He wrote slowly, looked up words in a dictionary, and asked a friend to check his grammar. He practiced every morning while driving the bus, speaking into his phone so he could listen later. On the day of the speech, Marco stood in front of his classmates. His hands were steady now. He spoke clearly. He stumbled over a few words, but he kept going. When he finished, the room was silent for a moment. Then everyone applauded. His teacher smiled and said, That was excellent. You really grew. Marco felt tears in his eyes. He realized this is what a growth mindset feels like. It feels like you believe in yourself, even when you are afraid. Let me pause and speak to you again. Think about a time when you were scared to try something new. Maybe it was speaking in class or sending a message in English or learning a new app. You might have thought, I can't. If so, remember Marco's journey. Remember the power of not yet. When you say not yet, You open a door. You create a chance to learn. Now let us continue. One spring morning, an idea came to Marco's mind. He thought, what if I make a YouTube channel? He loved storytelling and teaching. He knew many people around the world wanted to learn English through simple stories. He imagined videos with simple scripts, clear pictures, and friendly narration. He talked with Carla about his idea. A YouTube channel? I'm not a video expert, he said. Carla smiled. Then learn. You already learned computers and English. You can learn video making too. Marco took her words to heart. He researched on his computer, how to record videos, how to edit, how to upload. He found free software and watched tutorial videos. Yes, in English. He practiced making short clips on his phone. He tried and failed many times. He recorded a video where the audio did not work. He tried again. He edited a video that was too long. He tried again. Each time he failed, he said, "Not yet," and tried again. After many attempts, he created his first video, a 2-minute story in simple English about a cat that learns to climb a tree. He added subtitles, images, and soft background music. Then he uploaded it. He shared the link with his friends and his community center students. They watched and gave feedback. Some said, "Speak more slowly." Others said, "Add bigger text." Marco listened and updated the video. A week later, he uploaded his second video, a short tale about a boy and a kite. He was nervous, but excited. He reminded his viewers, "Please like, subscribe, and comment where you are watching from." He smiled in front of the camera and felt alive. Slowly, his channel grew. People from different countries watched and wrote in the comments, "I'm from Brazil. I'm from Japan. I'm from Nigeria." Marco read every comment. He replied, "Thank you for watching. Keep learning." Each day, he practiced English by replying to comments. One evening, he looked at the subscriber count. It had reached 1,000. He felt a rush of happiness. He said to himself, "I did not know I could do this, but I did it." Marco's story continues to inspire us. But his journey still had challenges. One day he received a comment that said, "Your channel is boring." His heart sank. He felt angry and sad. He thought about quitting again. That night he called Carla. "Why does someone say my work is boring?" he asked. Carla replied, "That is just one opinion. It does not define you. A growth mindset means you use feedback, even negative feedback, to improve." Ask yourself, how can I make it better? Marco thought. The next day, he asked his students, "What do you like in a video?" They said, "More pictures, shorter sentences, clearer audio." Marco took notes. He learned new editing tricks to make pictures appear with each sentence. He improved his microphone. He practiced more dynamic narration. His next video was different. It felt fresh. His viewers noticed. The comments said, "Great improvements. I like the pictures. Your English is clear." Marco smiled. He realized, criticism can help me grow, only if I choose to learn. Now let's reflect. What lessons can you take from Marco's story? Embrace challenges. When something is hard, say, "Not yet," and try again. Learn from feedback. Even negative comments can guide you to improve. Persist. Skills grow over time with practice. Encourage others. Teaching someone else reinforces your own learning. Celebrate small wins. Each step forward is progress. You too can apply these lessons. When you learn English, you will face difficulties, new words, strange grammar, different sounds. You might feel shy to speak. But every time you practice, even if you make mistakes, you grow. Let us return to Marco one more time. A year passed. Marco's YouTube channel had 5,000 subscribers. He had uploaded 50 videos. His English had improved a lot. He could hold a conversation with tourists, produce his videos in English without notes, and even collaborate with other YouTubers. One day, a big opportunity arrived. A well-known language learning website invited him to be a guest. They wanted to record a live interview with him in English. Marco felt the same nervousness he once felt in the computer class. He thought, what if I make mistakes on live video? But then he smiled and said, not yet. I will prepare. He practiced with Carla. He wrote answers to possible questions. How do you stay motivated? What advice do you have for beginners? He practiced speaking without notes. He recorded mock interviews. He watched himself and noted areas to improve. Finally, the day came. Marco sat in front of the camera. He greeted the host. Hello, I'm Marco from Egypt. Thank you for having me. He spoke clearly, with a warm smile. He shared his story of fixed and growth mindsets, his journey learning computers, English, and video making. He encouraged viewers, you can do this too. Just say, not yet, and keep trying. The live interview went well. Viewers from around the world sent messages, inspiring. I love your story. Thank you for the advice. Marco felt deep joy. That night he called Carla. I did it, he said simply. Carla laughed. Yes, you did. You built a growth mindset. Dear friend, our story is ending, but your journey continues. You have the power to learn and grow. Every video you watch, every word you repeat, every comment you post, these are steps in your journey. So let me say it again. When you face a challenge, remember, not yet. When you make a mistake, remember, it's a step to learn. When you get feedback, remember, I can improve. When you feel tired, remember, small progress is still progress. When you succeed, remember to celebrate. And then set a new goal. Thank you for listening to Marco's story. I hope it inspires you to build your own growth mindset, both in English and in life. Before we close, please like this video, subscribe, and comment below. Where are you watching from, and what challenge will you tackle next with a growth mindset? We are excited to hear your stories. Keep learning, keep growing. See you in the next video.